Good afternoon, coming to you from the Skyline Studios high above beautiful Cape Coral here in sunny Southwest Florida. We've got music, sunshine, and some great conversation coming up with our guest, Adriana McDonald. I'm Ken Ullman, and this is the Endless Summer Podcast. So here at the Endless Summer Podcast, we talk about music, the bar scene, and other local happenings, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Punta Gorda area. But mostly we want to tell the stories of the singers and the songwriters that make Southwest Florida a great place to hear live music and some very talented people. Before we get into our conversation with our guest, Adriana McDonald, a big shout out to our sponsor, Dockside Juicery, located right here in Cape Harbor. They offer amazing organic juices and smoothies, the best berry bowls on the planet, healthy bites, wellness shots, avocado toast, and a whole lot more. Stop by the Dockside Juicery, say hello to Damon and Raina, and I promise you won't be disappointed. All right, so living in Southwest Florida is really like being in an endless summer. And with that comes great live music, which brings me to today's guest, Adriana McDonald. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'm very happy that you're here today. Very talented young lady, and we're going to talk all about it. So I have to say, though, so far we're batting 1,000 that we have yet to meet any native Floridians on the old Endless Summer Podcast. So I take it, though, you are from somewhere else too, right?
Yeah, I'm from Ohio.
All right, so we're still batting 1,000. And so how long have you been playing guitar?
I've been playing about like 3 years. I started in COVID.
Oh, okay.
I had nothing to do. So I just started teaching myself how to play the guitar.
That is a great hobby to pick up, a lot better than probably some other hobbies that people picked up during COVID. And you just taught, you're self-taught, right?
Yeah, I just went on YouTube and like Ultimate Guitar.
That's what I was going to ask, is like, so you went on YouTube and you started looking at things like Ultimate Guitar, and then you just started playing songs, and then when did you figure out you could sing like that? I mean, I heard your stuff on SoundCloud, and I was listening to it, as a matter of fact, today, and it's awesome. And I'm like, when did you discover you could sing?
Well, I've been singing basically ever since I could talk. So
oh, okay.
I've also had some voice lessons recently, and they've helped me improve a lot more.
You did? Okay, good. Because I was telling you that my partner, I sent the song, one of your songs to my partner who sings very well, and she was like, wow, I love her voice, and from her, that's a heck of a compliment, But I heard it right away that you have the tone, you have the pitch. What I always listen to from my days in the studio is, somebody that stays on pitch and can move around and doesn't try to sing things that are out of their range. And you're like spot on with your stuff. So
thank you.
Very, very impressive. Yeah. So, and what got you started? You said the COVID kind of, but you just decided you were going to try guitar?
Mm-hmm. I've always loved music, and my dad's been encouraging me to start playing, and that's when I started. So he taught me like 3 chords, and then I went off on my own.
So your dad is a musician?
Yeah, he plays too.
Oh, excellent. So you have a musical background in the family then, in other words.
Yeah.
Oh, see, and that always helps.
Far.
Yeah, that's awesome. That always helps too, honestly. So when did you start actually playing out? Because you're already playing out. You're not 18, right?
No, I'm 17.
17, wow. And I'll tell you, amazing future for this young lady. But you're already playing out, right? Mm-hmm. So when did you start that?
I started around March of last year.
Oh, okay.
I actually had my anniversary March 25th, so.
Awesome. And I saw you won a contest at Fort Myers or something, right? Tell us about that.
It was called Rock the Stage. It was like 3 rounds, I think. The first one, it was like a audition type thing. I played an original and a cover, and then the second one, you played 1 song. And the last one, I played 2 originals, and that's when I won. Wow.
And what was there any, the prize, if you will, was recognition in a sense, or a place to play?
And there's also like a scholarship for college too.
Well, that's awesome. That's even more awesome. That would be, wow. So how often do you play? Once a week, twice a week or so?
It depends really, but like I play about like 10 to 20 gigs per month.
Wow. Okay, so
Pretty
that's
busy.
that's very busy. Wow. And you can play. You play at bars, right?
Yeah.
So you can't drink, but you have to be. You can play at a bar. I never really put that logic together. So what do you like about the gigs? I take it you mix covers and originals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense because a lot of people like to hear covers as well. So when you go to play and you play, like, what makes it awesome for, like, when you walk away from a gig, what makes you feel like you did a great job?
The people make it awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I love when they dance and sing along. It makes it so much more fun.
Oh yeah, tapping their feet or singing words to a song. Yeah, always makes you feel well when they start participating too, right? You start feeling And have you had any compliments or people come up to you about your originals? I can't imagine you wouldn't have.
I've had a couple, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because there's a definite. You have a style that's like, you have your own style. And I think for those of you that haven't had a chance to hear Adriana, you got to get on SoundCloud and Apple Music and a few Spotify and a few other places and listen to some of her music because a lot of people come out and people say, oh, they sound like this person or that person. She sounds like herself. Like, she has her own style. And I think you really got to get out there and listen to her stuff. So, and I see you have a Yamaha, but I saw you were playing a Fender as well, right? Mm-hmm. So you mix it up, or
I do.
You have a favorite for one type of gig versus another, or just?
I think right now my favorite's the Acoustasonic that I have right now.
We had a Fender discussion earlier about guitars, and Fender has a new one out that's it's pretty awesome. It's kind of half acoustic, half electric. So we both have one. But yeah, I saw you playing that one, and that one sounded really good too. Although I like the Yamahas as well.
This one's really good for live music.
Yamaha makes a great guitar too. So how do you advance your? You said you took some singing lessons, right? So obviously you're working on your voice, but what about your playing? Are you just listening to more YouTube videos, or how do you advance your playing?
Well, I basically just play on my own in my room, and I look up YouTube videos, learn how to do more chords and like picking, and practicing and playing out has been helping me a lot also.
Yeah. It's like a paid practice.
Yeah.
I know it is for me sometimes. But we play out and sometimes we try new songs. Yeah. And everybody's like, wow, that sounded great. I'm like, oh, it's the first time we played it. And so what about your influences? It was funny when we had another guest, Jacob was here. He had an Ed Sheeran guitar, so I didn't bother asking him who his favorite was. But who are your influences and artists you listen to?
My influence are mainly from the 90s, like Fiona Apple, PJ Harvey, and I also like Radiohead a lot.
Wow.
And this modern singer named Mitski.
Something tells me some of that came from Dad, right?
Yeah.
That's always a good thing. I know Frank Sinatra because of my parents, but that's okay. So you do that, and then you play a mix of covers, and some of your music. I was listening to some of the lyrics. Like, what inspires you to write some of the lyrics? You get a feeling, and how does that work?
Most of it's like from my own emotions, and I just like put it into experience I haven't experienced myself. So I get that inspiration from like movies, other like videos, and other people.
And like, so do you? And when you write, do you like lay down the chorus first, or do you just start writing things and then put music around it?
I just start like playing the guitar and like singing lyrics and whatever comes to mind.
So you usually come up with a little bit of a melody or some chords first. Yeah, and so everybody does it a little differently. Some people start writing a thought down and then they try to put music to it, and others just start with some kind of a chord progression. And then what does that make you feel like? And I know songwriting is quite a varied profession, when it comes, and you do a lot of original music, obviously, because you've got a bunch out there. Like I said, you got to go listen to it. And so, any favorite like current artist at all?
I think my favorite right now is Fiona Apple.
Fiona Apple, yeah, she very talented lady. We played a couple songs from Natalie Imbruglia, and who was the other? We did a couple others from the '90s, but some great artists, obviously.
There are a lot.
I'm trying to figure out if I'm spinning in my chair too much here today, but and so you play in Ohio when you go back to visit?
Yeah.
So you have a couple places there that you play too, and they must love that because you grew up there, right?
Yeah.
So they're now seeing you all. And what places do you play out in?
I played at Modern Methods in Warren. There's this farmers market, and I also played at Halliday's Winery.
And I should have asked you where in Ohio.
I'm from so many places in Ohio.
Oh.
Warren, Cortland, Garrettsville, Lordstown.
And wow,
I've moved to a lot of places there.
I should recognize those, but I guess I don't. What's the nearest big city?
Cleveland.
Oh, okay. So you're on the north
Yeah.
side. Okay, north side of the state. I gotcha. Yeah, I've spent some time up there in Solon, a little bit east of Cleveland. Know that area pretty well. And so you collaborate too. So
Yeah.
we had another guest, Jacob Engelking, was here the other day, and you guys collaborated on a song called Cafe, which I also thought was awesome. You got to listen and tell us about that. How did that happen?
Well, we were just like talking about collaborating once, and he sent me this like song. He sent like a couple words in a verse, and I added on to a verse, and I added a chorus, and we'll change up the lyrics. So.
And how did you meet him? I didn't ask him that.
We met at a gig that I did.
Oh,
My
okay.
first ever gig. It was at a
Okay.
winery.
He caught my attention when he was playing here at Rum Runners because he's the only artist I've seen using in-ear monitors. Being the tech guy that I am, I was like, wow, he's actually using in-ear monitors. But so you guys just met at the gig and started.
Yeah.
And when you record something or you start playing and writing, just an equipment type question. Like, what do you use now? Do you just use a computer and just record some of it in there? Like, how do you save it?
He uses like a program on his computer.
Okay, so
It's like a little bedroom studio that he
okay,
has.
gotcha. So because I know one of the problems I used to have is I'd come up with a great idea and a chorus or something, I would sing it a few times and then forget it, and then 3 days later I couldn't remember what I did. So, but now it's so easy with the equipment, right? You can just plug into your computer and lay down the track and just obviously go back to it then later. So okay, so you collaborate with Jacob and anybody else?
Not right now.
Okay, so far he's the only one you were.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that was a great collaboration. So it was really impressive. So and so let's talk about your career. I mean, obviously at 17, you've just got the world ahead of you, right? So and you're working on an album.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, and how's that coming along?
It's coming along great. I love all the songs. They sound amazing.
Yeah.
The guy we're working with, Howard, and he's just really nice, and he's helping us out a lot.
Neat.
And connecting us with a lot of people.
And I saw the studio was in Bokeelia, or am I saying that right? Bokeelia, right?
I think so.
Is off Pine Island?
Yeah.
Wow, I had no idea there was a recording studio up there. So there's a studio in what's it called?
Pharmadelica Sounds.
Pharmadelica Sounds. Wow. So there's a studio on Pine Island. I did not know that. I have to stop in there and see him someday. So you're working on that, and then when you release it per se, right? How do you do that now? 'Cause again, my days, you shopped it to a record label, but how do you do that now?
There's like a distribution app. It's called DistroKid. You just put it in there and it posts it to all the streaming services.
Put it up on Spotify and all the places like that. So then how do you, aside from playing live, obviously, and you play an original song, then people want to buy that or listen to it or download it. How do you advertise? Are you advertising through just social media?
Yeah, mostly through social media. I just post it on my Instagram, Facebook, and share it all over TikTok and stuff like that.
And where do you are you getting some downloads? And
yeah, sometimes.
That's awesome, man. That's amazing. And so, where's your, Apple, or who's downloading the most, or where's it coming from?
Usually Spotify.
Spotify. And it's just like Apple Music. I'm not real familiar with Spotify as far as the downloading part. Is it like Apple where you can listen a little bit and then you can buy it? And
there's it's free with ads.
Okay.
So you can listen to as many songs, but there's ads. So.
Oh, okay. And so what's the chain for sort of making money off it? Like you get money per download?
It's per listen. How many listens you get on a song.
Per listen. Okay, so go out and listen to Adriana's songs so you can help this girl's career. So your aspirations are, do you want to get to Nashville, California, or basically just keep working right here and keep moving forward?
I'm hoping to go to other places and play everywhere.
Gotcha. And now's a good time while you're young. Travel, get out there and establish a presence. I definitely know some places around here that I'm going to tell people about you, so that we're definitely going to work on that as well. Yeah, and I would love to hear. Oh well, before I say that, is there anything else that So one of my other guests was saying everybody has a side hustle, but this is pretty much what you do, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, 17. I have like 2 jobs, and you play in a band at all, or?
I'm forming a band right now.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. All right. So what are you looking for? Tell the crowd.
Well, we have a guitarist, a drummer, and a bass player.
Okay.
And I'm hoping for another guitarist to do rhythm, and maybe a keyboard player. And
Awesome.
I'm thinking the name will be Shy Blossom.
Shy
Blossom.
Shy Blossom. So look for Shy Blossom. They'll be coming out soon. And if anybody wants to play keyboards for this young lady or rhythm guitar, make sure you reach out to myself or Adriana via our Facebook page. Would love to hear one of your songs. Absolutely. Yeah. What are you going to play for us?
This is an original of mine called I Don't Want It.
Okay.
And there's a single out on my Spotify and all the streaming services basically.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have another version coming out that Dave Abruzzi is playing on from Pearl Jam.
From Pearl Jam, yeah, that's what you're saying. Okay, so it's a single called, I'm sorry?
I Don't Want It.
I Don't Want It. So it's a single called I Don't Want It. This is Adriana McDonald. Okay, I'm sold. That was fantastic. I just, oh my God, you've got to get out there and listen to Adriana on SoundCloud and Spotify and Apple Music and all the rest. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Just awesome song, and your voice is just, it's awesome. So you can catch Adriana at adriana-dreams.com on the web, and local venues everywhere from St. Pete to Naples that you post on your Facebook page,
Yeah.
which is adrianamcdonald.am.
Yeah.
Yes, AM. adrianamcdonald.am. And don't forget to check the Endless Summer Podcast YouTube channel and Facebook page, where you'll see this podcast and the other ones that we host. So we'll see you in 2 weeks and with another awesome guest. But from the Skyline Studios today here in Cape Harbor, I want to say just super thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate it. It's so awesome to hear amazing young talent. It really makes me feel good that hopefully we can help promote you and just get you out there, because man, there's people. Please go to her site. You got to check her out. Anyway, I'm Ken Ullman. Enjoy your endless summer here in Southwest Florida, and this is the Endless Summer Podcast.